everybody. My name is Dani, and today we have the privilege of interviewing my sister-in-law, Lava Roth, and who is a flight attendant. First of all, Lava Roth, how do you prefer? When you're on a flight, do you are you known as Lava Roth on the flight, or do you have an AKA?
Well, my nickname is B. So, and it's better and easier to call me B.
Okay, for short, right? For
Yes.
short, because Lava Roth is kind of long. And first of all, if you want to tell our viewers what country you're from originally and how old you were when you came to the States.
So I'm from Cambodia. I was born in Sok Mai, and I came to the state in 1972. I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
And that was the first state that you landed in, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania?
Actually, the first state I landed in was Alaska.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Super cold.
Yep. So.
Wow, I never knew that. So Alaska, and how long were you in Alaska?
Just in transition.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just a stopover, and then we flew into the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Into actually Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because that was when it was the cherry blossom time. So
that was a beautiful, must be a beautiful time.
Yes.
Wow.
Around April. Yeah.
And បងប្អូនខ្មែរយើងខ្ញុំចង់បញ្ជាក់ប្រាប់ថានេះជាបងប្អូនថ្លៃខ្ញុំឈ្មោះ Lava Roth ប៉ុន្តែឈ្មោះគាត់ខ្លីហៅថា B ចាអញ្ចឹងគាត់បានមកសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកតាំងពីឆ្នាំ72តាមគាត់និយាយមិញចាអញ្ចឹងកាលហ្នឹងគាត់អាយុ5ឆ្នាំចាហើយនៅពេលបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគាត់ជាអ្នកអូតេសឬក៏អ្នកធ្វើការនៅលើយន្តហោះចាអញ្ចឹងចាំខ្ញុំសួរគាត់បន្តចា so we can just cut short to how you became a flight attendant. What made you want to become a flight attendant? Is that your dream job as a child? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Well, it's absolutely is my dream job.
Yeah.
Yes, and I really didn't know about it until I actually started working for the airline 22 years ago. And my mom told me, she said, I'm not surprised that you're doing what you're doing. She said, when you were a little child, your aunt used to travel all over the world, and she would bring you back the boarding stuff. And you would take the travel boarding stuff and you would put it underneath your pillow and dream of traveling.
Oh, wow.
So apparently that's probably what I've always wanted to do.
Wow, not knowing it.
And not knowing it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I know I love it.
Wow, I mean, that's amazing because you get to go everywhere.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Best part about the job.
Wow, that is interesting. Yeah, because you collect the boarding passes, and how about the what do you call that little plane that the pilots wear?
Oh, the wings.
The wings.
Yeah.
You collect those too?
No, I didn't. But my aunt, that's what she brought back to me was the boarding passes.
Oh,
And
that's exciting.
and I dreamt about traveling since I was a little girl.
And talk about traveling. So talk about that. So you had to undergo an extensive training and things like that. And how long was the training?
The training is about 6 weeks, and it's pretty intensive. You really need to focus. You need to really be dedicated to it. So because they really want to make sure that this is what you want to do, this is what you love to do, and this is something that you're good at.
Wow. So when you said it's long, extensive, and dedication, do you go home after the training day, or do they set up a hotel, a place where you all go and stay for that time period of 6 weeks?
No, the whole 6 weeks is you don't go home. So that's the hardest part. You most likely won't see your family for 6 weeks.
Wow.
So you have to be able to deal with being away with your family, and there's a lot of stress in that, but there's a lot of great reward once you graduate, and all of our training is mostly safety. Safety is everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's the most important thing.
So as far as safety, I mean, what can you tell us just a glimpse of what they were teaching you about safety, what you have to do?
Well, you learn a lot of things. Evacuating the plane, what to do in an emergency, if somebody has a medical condition, what to do. So basically, you are kind of a a nurse too, and first aid. You're one of the first responder when something goes wrong on the plane. So
because you have to know CPR and all
yes,
that stuff.
yes, absolutely.
Wow. And then I know that on the flights they always announce about the exit rows in case of emergency.
Correct.
Look for your dearest exit row.
Mm-hmm.
So now and then the passenger that sit at the exit row, they always ask if they're able and willing, right, to help.
Yes.
So does those passenger who sits at the exit row do that as far as opening the emergency door, or you guys?
Yes, they're required to open the emergency door. We're the backup on the exit row. So if for whatever reason that exit is not open, we're also assigned to help open it as well. But if you're agreed to sit in an exit row, you must be able and willing to open that exit row.
Nice.
No exception.
No exception. Because some people want to sit there because they have a lot of leg room.
No.
But not willing to do the
No,
leg
it's a
work,
big
right?
responsibility.
Oh, Lord. All right. Thank you for that question. And let's move on. Let's see. So we were talking about the training, and then now how often do you have to do the what you call recurrent training? Mm-hmm.
Every single year.
Wow.
Every single year you get tested, and you're not just you have to pass your test by, I would say, 90% on the test with the FAA. If you don't pass your test and you don't pass your emergency drills, you don't get to fly.
Oh boy! So every year.
Yeah, every single year is required.
So do you have to go through, as far as testing, is that more paperwork testing, or is it more?
It's paperwork and also emergency drills. And CPR and
oh, okay.
A lot of different things.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's done every single year. Yeah, not just up to date, but just practice.
More of a practice, a reminder of what needed to be done in case of that emergency.
Yes.
Wow. So then now, once you become a flight attendant and you pass your test and all of that, do you have to buy your own uniform, or is that one provided for you?
Usually you get an allotment, which means a certain amount of money for you to order your uniform, and the company does pay for it. At least my company does. So I can't vouch for other airline, but they take care of it for us, and they'll give you a certain amount of money that you can use for your uniform, and then usually every 3 years, it get replenished. So you have plenty.
So they give you just enough for like 3 years of uniform?
Yeah, they usually will replenish it every 3 years. But there's enough money for you to buy everything that you need and replace your. They want you looking good, so they take care of you.
To represent their airline.
Yes.
I see.